While browsing in a pet store, the woman discovered an item that could help her capture evidence of her husband's infidelity. Annie calmly purchased an automatic pet feeder with a hidden camera, had it elegantly wrapped, and presented it to Mary. She suggested Mary set it up in her room that evening, and Mary agreed delightedly. As Annie watched the woman before her, now certain she was her husband's mistress, she felt a wave of disgust at Mary's hypocrisy. It took all her self-control not to expose Mary then and there. Once her plan was set in motion, Annie made an excuse and returned home. There, she informed her husband she would be away for a few days. Guilty about his affair, Jack cautiously inquired why. When he learned it was for her parents' anniversary, he relaxed at once and insisted on joining her, but Annie firmly declined. Her plan was unfolding exactly as she had envisioned, yet Annie felt no satisfaction, only a growing heaviness in her heart. When her father noticed something was wrong, he gently saw through her lies. After learning of his son-in-law's betrayal, he shared a story with her. An old friend of his had also had an affair when his daughter was just 2 years old. He fell in love with another woman and decided to run away with her. But before leaving, he chose to confess to his wife. She simply asked him, "Are you going to be a deserter?" In the end, they reconciled and rebuilt their marriage. Looking at her parents, Annie felt deeply torn. She wondered whether her own marriage could still be saved, but she soon found her answer. On the second night of her absence, a notification lit up her phone. In the surveillance feed, she saw her husband intimately entangled with Mary. Furious, Annie called him immediately. On the screen, the man glanced at his phone and tossed it aside. She tried again, calling 7 times in a row, but he never picked up. Finally, after his secret rendezvous, her husband called back. Annie asked him what he had been doing. He lied, claiming he'd been in a meeting. She held back her anger and asked him once more, but the guilty man turned the tables, accusing her of being paranoid and even suggesting she needed to see a therapist. In that moment, Annie knew exactly what she had to do.